Look, who's ever in charge, and I said, unlike the president, I'm the governor now. Whether these programs happened before we got here or afterwards, it doesn't matter. We're here now. We're the ones fixing it. You have my guarantee on this is that I certainly will have this thing fixed, and you see that we're on the front end of it. That's how this works.
That's how this works. Former vice presidential candidate, current Minnesota Governor Tim Walz there making some big claims that he will stop the fraud that is running rampant throughout Somali communities in Minnesota. These fraudulent claims reportedly stealing more than half of the estimated $18 billion from welfare programs in the state, taxpayer funds. Joining us today is Kristin Robbins, a Minnesota state representative who chairs the Fraud Prevention and State Agency for Oversight Policy, also taking on Walz in the Minnesota gubernatorial race. Seemingly a changing of the guard needs to happen in reference to what is taking place under the governor without seemingly any oversight or consequence yet, and this has been going on for quite some time. He was sworn in 2019. Talk to us about that, Governor Walz. He's claiming to care about this issue, to fix these issues. Can you dive into that a little more for the viewers that don't live in that state, maybe what they need to know this morning?
Absolutely. No, Tim Walz has been overseeing this rampant fraud for 7 years. He has done nothing to stop it proactively, and only very belatedly this fall started having an audit and a pause payment and stopping enrolling new providers. He has been derelict in his duties, and we on the Fraud Committee have been working hard since the Fraud Committee formed last January to hold him accountable. And the pressure from the Fraud Committee, from some local investigative journalists, and from our federal partners is what has finally, very belatedly, brought him to take action. But he's not fired anyone.
Yeah, and not only that, I just spoke with the chairman of the Oversight Committee in the House of Representatives, James Comer. This was not too long ago, and he stated that he would like to see criminal referrals come out of this, not just in the investigation. They've seen enough to see some criminal referrals needed to come from that state. Do you see it that way?
We certainly, through the U.S. Attorney's Office, have had, I believe, 61 convictions and 87 indictments. So the criminal process is well underway here. We have not seen any criminal referrals or indictments in the administration. Right. And so if that is evidence that the U.S. House Oversight Committee has seen, I hope that they follow up on that. We have, as a legislator, I don't have access to bank records or health records or the state payment system. So we have not seen that, but I think for this to happen this long, $9 billion in fraud since Governor Walz took office is the estimate. I don't know how they couldn't have known about it.
Nearly 100 Minnesota mayors signing a letter to Governor Walz about the state's fiscal policies. And you were talking about this, saying it's impacted their cities and their residents. Talk to me about that. Most importantly, what happened to what is happening rather to the residents of that great state?
Absolutely. I mean, this is totally affecting our most vulnerable citizens. We have people who were signed up for services that didn't get them, and it's impacting our cities and our counties because in Minnesota, we're one of 10 states that has the counties be delivering a lot of the Medicaid services. And so when counties are not getting the money or it's being stolen, then that puts a bigger burden on property taxpayers. And so it's impacting everyone, whether they're in Medicaid or just paying the property taxes here in Minnesota.
Wow. All right, finally, State Rep, you are, as I mentioned, running for Minnesota governor in the upcoming election. What do you want to say to the people that maybe they want a way out from under Governor Walz? Why are you the answer?
So I win in a very tough district. Minnesotans have not had a Republican governor since Tim Pawlenty, and we need to put together a statewide coalition. And I know all about where the problems are in fraud. I'm ready to tackle this issue and clean house in the administration. And I'm also ready to take on Tim Walz. I know this issue better than he does, and where he has been the fox guarding the hen house and not taking it seriously. But I also win in a purple district. So my district was tied in the presidential race, and I won by 14 points. I can deliver the suburbs for Minnesota, and I can win statewide and get this mess cleaned up.
There it is. Kristin Robbins, state rep there in Minnesota. We do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for covering this issue. Minnesotans deserve better.
Information. Truth is freedom. is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.